All right, 350 yards, one leg drill, 60th year. I don't know about that one. It's a good swing. Did I get enough of the ball? 341. All right. This is fun. Oh, yes. Come on. Oh, look at that. Go. Go. 346. Oh, I'm on the green at 350. But okay, so let's look at some numbers here. So we got 114, 163 ball speed. But here we got 19 degrees launch. So I'm going for more. Very low spin. Carry is 316. Look how low that side spin is. So now I'm 346, and my peak height was 132. So for 4 more yards, all I need is 1 more mile an hour, because everything else is going great. So I'm just going to let the speed come to me. I'm feeling pretty good about that one. Go. Go, go, go. Come on. 348, 349. Oh, come on. 349. 116 miles an hour. 17 launch. There we go. Man, 349 right down the middle. Come on. Don't try to hit it harder. Just a little smoother momentum. Remove the friction. Come on. Okay, we got it. 357. Huh. All right. So, 320 carry, 357 total. So now that you can see how well this works, you ready to listen to a couple of very key tips that are going to get you this feel through the ball, man. It's accessible to all of you right now. I'm going to give you 2 versions of the one-leg drill, and you'll understand why it's so effective, okay? So, stick with me. Now, starting with angle of attack. So you understand that the golf swing is like a ball on a string. So the ball is the club head, the string is the shaft and the arms, and where it's attached to my hand, where I'm holding it with my hand, is my shoulder sockets. So I give this to gravity, and notice how it's drawing a beautiful circle. Notice where the low point of that circle is. So you can see how I'm going to catch the tip of the tee on the way up. Now, if I want to go farther, you see how accurate that is? So when I'm on one leg, so I get on 2 legs here, this feels like I can catch the ball on the way up. So I get on one leg, I drop that leg back. It brings my center of gravity back. Notice how my head is inside my lead foot. This foot, notice how it's pointed this way. This is so key. So my right leg feels like it's just dangling from my hip joint, and I'm using the ground to remove my right hip out of the way. So watch this softball pitcher do a record 78 miles an hour fastball pitch. As she's coming around, you'll see how her butt swivels out of the way and opens up this big pocket. So that right foot back forces my butt to swivel towards the target. This opens up this huge range of motion, and gives me the ability to gather a lot of momentum. Now, the front leg, notice how I come up in the backswing? Now it can load the ground in the downswing, use the ground to get me out of the way, and then jump up as I'm flicking the tee into a somersault toward the target. So watch as I'm going to take this tee and I'm going to flick it into a somersault. That's too far forward. That's too far back. I'm going to have to reach back. But right here, it feels like I can flip that tee into a nice somersault. Here we go. Out of the way, flick the tee. So notice how that tee is just flying forward into a somersault. When I do that, it forces me through the ball and out to the picture. So I have very high velocity that's generated from the legs. And notice when I stay very centered, it's like a washing machine in a very fast spin cycle where all of the clothing is around the perimeter and everything's balanced and it goes into this beautiful spin. And then the water can get sucked out of the clothing through the holes in the wall. So you're generating this ball and a string, and you're using your leg, your front leg, to turbocharge it. Now, where most of you go offline is you get into a sway in the backswing. So now I can't be further away from my lead leg. Then I get stuck off my back leg, especially if I'm going to add a lot of speed. When I get to the top of the backswing and I'm using momentum, everything feels relaxed through here, and then as I extend, I feel the arms get pulled out of their sockets toward the target, and I'm really focused on making that tee somersault forward. So I'm getting amazing ground forces. I'm very centered, so I'm developing the most centrifugal force possible. So this makes my swing extremely effective. When I get all that speed, the pull away from the body tightens up the grip. Tone, tone, tone. I get compression. So now my efficiency at 1.42, I'm getting some good compression on the ball. Because I'm on the way up with I got a very low loft right now. I'm at 7.4 degrees of loft. But look at my launch angle. I'm at 18 degrees. So when I'm catching that sucker on the way up and that way, I'm really optimizing my launch, very low spin. My peak height there was 115 feet in the air, and it's a lot of fun, isn't it? So here's a little modified version of that. If you are struggling at staying on that lead leg, we're going to take that foot that's in the air, we're going to put it down on the ground wherever it feels comfortable. Now when I do that backswing, my weight is going to collect on the inside of that trail heel. Notice how my front foot comes off the ground? So from there, when I go to the target, very easy to plant, because as I turn, my brain has immediate access to that lead leg, and then that lead leg uses the ground, and off I go again. So from down the line, it's going to look like this. One leg, relax it down, bring it back in. So watch as my lead foot comes off the ground, but then it's going to plant so that I can send that tee into a somersault, left edge of that intermediate point. Here we go. See how it planted back? That's a good first attempt. There we go. So I'm going to do a little acid test. That feels like I'm super balanced. Feels like I can grab the lead foot, and there we go. I can send that tee into a nice somersault. Look at that. Look at that big snake. Go. All right, so we're back to 340. Do you see how efficient that was? So the key is the gather of range of motion. Out of the way. That feels like I could whip the snot out of it very easily. Look at my side spin on that. So launch at 17 and a half, 1800 spin, 20 spin to the right, 315 carry, 340 total. And that speed is up there, 116, ball speed at 167. 60th year. Here we go. Acid test. Yes, nice balance. Yes, that feels really good. So now my eyes are on the tee. I'm going to use that momentum to flick the tee left of the intermediate point with some nice momentum. Yep, that's going to be good. Look at that. Just doesn't want to come down. Go. There it is. It is no fluke. There's 351 total. Backspin is down to 15. 18 degrees launch. Efficiency went up a couple of points. This remains the same. 321 carry, 351 total. And look at the peak height at 140. Distance to pin at 350. 11 feet, 2 inches. This is way too much fun, you guys. If you want full success in your life in this game, wisdomingolfpremium.com. Get in there. It's going to take you a while. It's a different way of thinking. It's a different way of using your anatomy, the way it was meant to be used, without manipulating your body parts. Your machine is Pinocchio with no strings. It's really built to do what I'm showing you to do right now. And then once you get that momentum going and that beautiful centering, it becomes a meditation. And then you just keep going with that, and then slowly, more in the center of the face, better line. Look at the side spin. 34 side spin to the right. That's like dead straight. That's why Bryson DeChambeau is having so much success now. He went from a controlled swing to an open, wide open, abandoned swing, and he's hitting it farther and straighter than he ever has in his life, and it's showing up. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next week, where we're going to show you how to carry the ball 300 yards, carry feet together. Don't want to miss that one.